Just another day in the wood yard. Today in the wood yard, we're gonna take these rounds, we're gonna put them on this machine, and then we're gonna chuck it that way. We're gonna do some splitting. You ready? Here we go. Now the manual says I'm supposed to change the oil every 100 hours or so, but I don't think that that's enough. I'm gonna do mine about every 2 loads that I process. 1 load is like 25 hours or so of splitting time, something like that. Maybe 20, 25, somewhere in that range. So every 2 loads that I get in, I'm going to change my oil, which is say 50 hours or so. So about twice as often. Because the way I see it, oil is cheap, engines are expensive, and I want my machine to keep running. So changing the oil more often is not going to hurt it. So that's what I'm going to do first before we do any splitting. We're going to do a little oil change here. So I got a handy little bucket here. I already loosened up the nut. And so yeah, I started the engine up, let it run for 5 minutes or so just to warm it all up, because it's only like 20 degrees today in the come on, there we go. And the oil was going to be pretty thick if I didn't start it up. So anyway, I started her up. Yeah, it's pretty dark. It looks like it needed to be changed, so it's not going to hurt anything. It only takes a quart, so it's not that big a deal. But yeah, get her drained out here and throw some new stuff in. I actually bought myself a little bendy funnel so I can put the new oil in much easier than last time. Last time I changed it, because the engine is the way it's built, there's no way to really tip your oil jug, up in there and get it to flow. So I bought a little bendy funnel so I can stick it in at an angle pretty easily now. And I'm going to put in 5W30, which is what I usually do in the colder time of the year. I usually put in 5 weight just because I want it to be a little more runny, a little more viscosity, they say. It seems to start better. My old splitter, one time all I had was 10W30 or something like that, and I put that in, and there was a couple days when it was below 0, like 10 below, 20 below, something like that, and I could not get it started. It just wouldn't start because the oil was probably like set cements down inside of there. So what I did was, on those 2 days that happened, before I realized it was an oil problem, I ran a cord out here and I hooked up the space heater and blasted it right onto the bottom of the engine and wrapped it in a couple layers of tarp and got it up to where it was just starting to get warm. I let it run for, I don't know, like half an hour or something like that, and made all the difference in the world. Started right up. So just like any big engine, the small engines have a hard time starting too. I know my brother has a splitter, and when it's really cold, he has a hard time getting his to start. So anyway, we're going to let this run just a little while here, and there she's down to a very slow drip. I think that's close enough for government work today. Got work to do. We're going to plug her up, fill her up, get back to work. So we're just going to slap in some new stuff here. So here's my handy dandy little funnel I bought. I think it was a whole, I don't know, like $2 or something. But it'll make the job a lot easier. I'm in very cramped quarters here trying to maneuver. It's got to go through a screen filter that's in here. There's a screen inside of the funnel, so it's very slow. You can see it's just barely going down. Here, it's just finally getting to the screen. You can see the screen in there. I think you can see that. Here we go. It's supposed to take 1 quart, so that's what we're going to put in, 1 quart. I should have warmed up this oil. This was sitting outside for the last, I don't know, a couple days. I brought it out here because I wanted to change it the other day and I didn't. But it's been sitting out here. Okay, so now I'm going to take the waste oil. I'm going to put it back into that jug because I'm going to use that. I'm going to use this jug just like I use one of the other ones. This jug, this one's all beat up, and I just poke a hole in the bottom, as you can see. When you watch when I do my videos, that's what I use for pouring my oil out onto the beam and where the moving parts are, where the push plate slides, so that and keep everything lubricated. So now we're going to do that. So we'll see if we can get this dumped into this container here. I don't really want to use my funnel because I want to use that just for the good oil. So let's see what I can do here. And if I spill a little, it'll just help lubricate everything. Oops, oopsie. And it's just about full, so that's good. That means I had the right amount in there and the right amount came out. So yeah, you probably are looking at my splitter thinking, why doesn't he clean that up? It's because I'm splitting wood. I'm not polishing machines here, playing with toys, pretending that I do work with it. I do real work, and I don't have time to clean up just to make it look pretty. This is a real working wood yard. I'm not a pretender or a poser. This is the real deal here, which is why it looks like that. Nasty, but it's all lubricated. It just means that it's working. So here we go. Finally, gonna start her up. I'm back. I went and got some lunch, ran some errands. So I've been gone for, I don't know, hour and a half, something like that. And while I was gone, I was thinking about some of the things that come up that people ask, a lot of questions I get on the channel, and there's a few of them that come up over and over and over. So I thought I'd address them now instead of having to answer them over and over and over. One of them that I hear a lot of is, why don't I use the IBC totes for putting wood into? For those of you that have been around a while, you probably know why. If you've only been around a little while, it's because I have all this wood that you see here, and I did like 600 face cords or 200 full cords last year, which means I would need about at least 600, maybe 700 IBC totes. That's a lot of totes to load. That's number one. There'd be a lot of them to get, so it wouldn't really be practical. And you probably have never seen a tractor here. It's because I don't have a tractor. So there's no way for me to load them into a trailer to deliver them. And then one of the other things a lot of people don't think about is when you go to deliver those IBC totes, how do you unload them? You gotta have a tractor there or a forklift at every single location that I go to, and I have about 200 customers I deliver to every year, and I would need to be able to unload them somehow. So that means I'd have to buy probably like a skid steer or possibly a forklift, you know, to take with me to unload that and then unload the wood. So just not gonna happen. So that's one of the big questions that comes up all the time. So I just thought I'd cover it. So the tractor is in the works. I'm planning, I'm saving. It's gonna happen eventually, sooner than later. So anyway, we're gonna get back to splitting right now. It's waiting for me. No, I don't think I'm gonna be able to get it done today. I only got about 2 hours of daylight left. Here's what's left in the pile, but I think I can put a pretty good dent into it. I might be able to get close to being done. Probably not finishing. We'll see. Let's give it a try. the sun has gone down and darkness is upon us. I think I got to quit before I chop a finger off. I got as much done as I could. I wanted to finish it really bad. Came close. This is what's left. All I got left is this little bit right here. Probably another hour or so I could have it done. But I'm out of daylight, and I think I had enough for one day. So the pile is getting pretty big, as you can see. And let's go all the way down to the other end here. So we started, I don't die here, started down there and gone all the way down to where the splitter is here. And I've been throwing all the odd chunks and the really dry stuff over here because that's where I'm gonna haul it away. I'll take that dry stuff and sell it right away, and the chunks I'll haul back to where the cookie pile and the chunks are. And then after I get this split, I'm going to get this cut up. This is the other part of the load. It was a 16 or 17 cord load. So it was a lot of wood, and still got this to cut up yet. It's supposed to snow in a couple days, so I really want to get it split if I can. I'd really like to get it stacked, but that's not going to happen because I got too much other stuff to do. So tomorrow, I think I'm going to go on a road trip. I'm going to go visit my parents. Haven't seen them in a while, and I'm going to do a little wood chopping maybe. So I think that's what's the plan for tomorrow. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Please hit the buttons. You know what to do. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And if you like what I do, come on back anytime. We got lots of wood destruction going on here. So that is it. Good night, Irene.